Faithful. It's your team reporter, Briana Jeannel, and
your digital editor, Brooke Evans.
That's right. Now, if you are faithful, you would have seen Brooke on the 49ers website as she was a mid-season acquisition. Brooke, tell us about your journey over to the Bay.
Yeah, so I joined in December. I'm super excited to be here. You guys might have seen my face on a few articles throughout the season. Being able to bring you guys coverage of this team has been super special. I mean, man, what an honor to be here, especially this week. The entire NFL world has flocked to San Francisco to really see what the Super Bowl experience is like, held at Levi's Stadium. We're here in the thick of it right now. Any news media outlet you can think of is here. Celebrities, players, legends are walking around. We've had the honor of talking to a few of them, and so excited to bring you guys this coverage throughout this week.
That's right. Brooke and I are on site in downtown San Francisco at the 49ers Tesk at Radio Row, and we're holding it down for all the faithful, getting you some exclusive interviews, whether that be with media personalities or with some of your favorite players. If you see my shirt, you'll notice that Kendrick Bourne stopped by the desk, and you'll get to see that interview very soon. But yeah, we want to take you behind the scenes of what hosting a Super Bowl is like. So Brooke and I are going to be traveling all across the Bay Area. You'll see us in San Jose, you'll see us in San Francisco, bringing you exclusive behind the scenes of what's going on. So make sure you stay tuned for the entire episode as we take you on our journey throughout Super Bowl week leading up to the big game at Levi's Stadium. It's Monday morning in San Francisco, and I'm here with Colton McKivitz, here to kick off Super Bowl week. During a press conference, you shared your love about San Francisco. How cool is it to represent the 49ers organization during such a big, historic week for the Bay Area?
It's a huge honor. Finally getting to play and kind of assert myself in the franchise, and then, my wife and I, we've been here 6 years total, and we stayed here 3 years, and just the pride we have in the city. Coming from the Midwest, you don't really know what you're getting into, and we've really fallen in love with what the Bay has to offer. I work out here every off season, and to really represent the organization, they've given me everything. The community has given me everything, and this is just a little step to be a face of that franchise and what the city of San Francisco is and represents. So it's a huge honor for me.
You've told a ton of stories about why you love San Francisco, but as you spent some time here, what are some of your favorite memories of the city, and what do you hope people take away from as they spend some time here?
My favorite memory is definitely running Vallejo Street with some locals. Was walking his mom up the street, older guy, and just jumped in with me, started running. I couldn't even catch him, so it speaks to what the community is. It's a community that loves each other. We welcome all. And to jump in with a completely random stranger and then go back to doing what they're doing just shows who the people of San Francisco are in the Bay Area and what they're about. So just love being here.
And we have the privilege of spending pretty much every Sunday at Levi's Stadium. But to those fans who are coming from all over the world and going to spend Super Bowl Sunday at our home stadium, what do you have to say to them about how special it is to play on that field?
It's extremely special for me, for the Bay Area, for the faithful. Be ready to get loud. The faithful are great. They come in it'll be tough to see a Seahawks logo on there, but it's about the community and the week long and just what the Super Bowl is and what it brings to this place. And I think, people are going to have a warm welcome when they come here.
Awesome, Colton. Thank you, and enjoy the week.
Thank you.
Niner faithful, you already know who I'm standing with right now. It's E40. How are you doing this morning, Monday morning of Super Bowl week? How does it feel?
I'm doing good. I'm excited. The Super Bowl is out here in Northern Cali, Silicon Valley, the Bay Area, the land where we pop our collars and talk slick, you feel me? So, it's going to be a great week.
Why is the Bay Area the best region in the world to host a world-class event like the Super Bowl?
Because we the livest. You know what I'm saying? We got the most energy. And ain't anybody come out here in the Bay Area from out of state or wherever they from, they leave with a memory in their head. You know what I'm talking about? It's the yay up top.
Exactly. Now, people from all over the world are going to be in your home city this weekend. So what do you want them to take away about what the Bay Area means, feels, looks like, lives like?
Just get out here and feel the culture. You understand me? Peep the people. We're very diverse, all walks of life. Many restaurants, many places to go. You know what I'm saying? Make sure y'all stop by the Olympia Company. That's in Oakland. That's owned by yours truly, me. You understand that? Stop by Jackie's Place in San Jose. Hit Crustaceans up in San Francisco, or Thang Long, which is the sister restaurant. Or either tap in with Bourbon Steakhouse, Mike Mina. You understand me?
Earl, you hit all the best stops. Thank you, and I appreciate your time.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
What's up, faithful? Briana Jeannel and Jesus Zarate holding it down for the San Francisco 49ers here at Radio Row in San Francisco. Jesus, before we met up here at Radio Row, we were both on our own separate adventures for the morning. You were over at the Pro Bowl games practice. I was over at the opening press conference. Tell me about what it was like seeing our Pro Bowlers out there on the fields.
It was awesome because I was there Sunday also, and obviously today. And it was awesome because especially like on Sunday, like George Kittle arrived, and you know, with his big personality, all the fans immediately were so happy to see him. His teammates, he even was interviewing Christian McCaffrey, Kyle Juszczyk, Trent Williams. So it was awesome to see that on Sunday. And today also there was more media in there, more people, even like the mascots, the cheerleaders from different teams. So it was an awesome experience.
Really cool. And I also heard that you got to do some coverage with them. They give you a little bit of tidbits during the interviews. Why were they excited to represent the team over here at Super Bowl week during the Pro Bowl games?
Yeah, definitely. I talked to most of the guys, even Jerry Rice, and all of them say like that the best thing about being at the Pro Bowl games is like have the opportunity to hang out with everybody, even with other stars from other teams, because like Christian McCaffrey, he told me that usually, you know, during the season you're competing against them. Everything is like more serious, like the game plan, everything going throughout the week in the regular season. But right now it's like more relaxed. You get to talk to them, and yeah, that was like the most important part of it.
Yeah, definitely. And while you were over at the Pro Bowl games this morning, I was at the Super Bowl Bay Area Host Committee opening press conference where we got to hear from Al Guido, who was named CEO this Monday morning. We're recording this on Monday, just so you know for context. But it was really cool because it was his first time speaking as CEO. Of course, he was highlighting all the work that he and the Bay Area Host Committee did to get the Super Bowl here in San Francisco. So it was awesome to hear from him. We also heard from owner Jed York. Offensive lineman Colton McKivitz was up there representing the 49ers. And I think my favorite part, it was a big surprise to everyone in the press conference, but E40 and Too Short also came on stage, and they were teaching everyone about Bay Area culture, Bay Area lingo, and why it's so fun to be a fan in the Bay Area for such a big time in sports like the Super Bowl. So it was a ton of fun, and now we meet here at Radio Row. So is this your first Radio Row, or you've done it a couple times now?
No, I've done it a couple times, like back in 2015 when the Super Bowl was here, that game, the Broncos versus the Panthers at Levi Stadium. So I was here at Radio Row, even here, it's the exact same place at Moscone Center.
Yeah.
So we were here like every day because doing a talk sports show we had back in the day, and then obviously the Super Bowls we went with the 49ers in 2019,
2023.
in 2023. So yeah, this is actually my fourth time being here.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So for fans who don't know exactly what Radio Row is, how would you describe it and what gives it a cool, exclusive, behind-the-scenes look?
It's really cool because you get to see like different legends walking around, and in our case for to do our jobs, we were able to talk to them, maybe get some interviews with them. Also other colleagues from the media, national media. Everybody's here, you know. So we have that opportunity to say hi and even like do even some interviews with them.
Yeah, definitely. The entire NFL season leads up to this week, this moment of Super Bowl week, with the grand finale coming this Sunday between the Seahawks and the Patriots. So while we're reflecting on how crazy this season has been, I want to hear some of your favorite moments because you have such a unique look at the games from the play-by-play booth. So as you're reflecting and as you're digesting everything that happened this season, what were some of the standout moments?
Well, definitely, it was a special year because it was kind of weird and special at the same time because
That's a good way to describe it.
Yeah, because we had so many injuries, you know, so much adversity. Like early on when we lost Nick Bosa, Fred Warner, you know, all those guys. But it was special also because we were able like to overcome all of that adversity, going all the way to the divisional round. And there were like a lot of highlights, a lot of big moments from this year, like the game in Philadelphia, Philadelphia. We were calling that game, and very excited with that incomplete pass at the end with Kendricks, with that pass, with that PD right at the end, and throughout the regular season, the game against the Bears also. So it's hard to pick just one, because in that way it made the season really special, considering all the adversity and all the injuries the 49ers had.
This was definitely a season to remember, because it wasn't what we projected it to be at the very beginning when we were talking about the schedule release. We didn't know all the hiccups and all the exciting moments that we'd go through as a team. So I have to say also, with so many unfortunate injuries that this team faced throughout the season, and with so many people going down, it gave it a great spotlight for younger players, for those rookies to step up. So I want to know who really impressed you, either from that rookie class or maybe some signees that we had during the season.
Yeah, like looking at the glass half full, right?
Yeah, definitely.
There's always good stuff to come out sometimes of different difficult situations, and in that case, I agree with you. There were a lot of rookies that got a lot of playing time. Guys like Upton Stout.
Yeah.
I mean, he played like really well. Like you saw like his trajectory, like from the beginning of the year, how he kept like progressing, like going up, getting better each week. And then also guys like Alfred Collins. In fact, like George Kittle mentioned it like a couple times. He was like, "Hey guys, just take a look at Alfred Collins' film. It's amazing what he's doing." So definitely there were different guys, different rookies that really impressed me.
I think my biggest player who impressed me was definitely also Eddie Pinheiro.
Eddie Pinheiro,
a
yeah.
mid-season signee who's one of our favorites, because he also represents the Latino community as the first Nicaraguense player in the NFL.
And but passion, right?
The passion I
Yeah.
loved. I always think back to that Arizona game over at Levi's Stadium, and the passion he had at the end of the game with winning the field goal right there.
Yeah.
So I think that was one of my favorites, and his name came to mind because you mentioned George Kittle.
Right,
and I think
right.
George Kittle's two favorite players on our team, besides all the Pro Bowlers and all the future Hall of Famers that are on the roster, are Alfred Collins and Eddie Pinheiro, because you saw him repping that Pinheiro jersey while
Yeah.
he was at home recovering from his injury, while the Niners were in the divisional round game against the Seahawks. He was repping number 18,
Yeah,
which
saw
I
that
thought
one.
was really
Yeah,
cool.
really cool.
Yeah, that was really fun to see. As a Bay Area native, you grew up here and you love this city. You now represent this city. Fans from all across the world are going to be here this week cheering on either the Seahawks, Patriots, or they're just huge NFL fans. Why do you think the Bay Area is so unique and so special to host a big event like the Super Bowl? And what do you want them to take away about being here in your city?
Well, first of all, because of the diversity, I think
Yeah.
that's great. That's awesome to have. And also, it's a really nice place. I mean, you are here in San Francisco, San Jose, wherever you are. For example, here in San Francisco, you have nice views, even just walking down Embarcadero all the way to Pier 39. You know, NFL honors is being held this year at the Palace of Fine Arts. It's a really nice place. If you guys haven't been there, just check it out. I mean, there's different places. Really nice to check out and see, and the food. Like I was talking about the diversity, so we also have different foods from different countries.
All different
so
types of food, and so good.
Every way every aspect you look at it, it's an awesome place to have a Super Bowl.
And Niners fans, they're just itching and they can't wait for the next event where we are showcased. And I think that's over at the Combine, which is just a few weeks away, which is crazy that we're turning the page already to the 2026 season. We already know who our opponents are. We can't wait for that schedule to be dropped. But since you've been covering this team for so long, what is your hint to Niners fans at some maybe position groups that they should be looking towards once the Combine comes around?
Yeah, definitely. I think maybe wide receiver. Wide receiver will be something to look at. Also, an offensive line. You know, in football, everything starts at the trenches, so
That's
it's
right.
always good to add some offensive linemen in there to solidify that offensive line. Also, the defensive line, because I think you need like another edge rusher to have like more depth in that position, because that's how you win football games in the trenches. So maybe also another linebacker. we need to add depth to the linebacker positions. So I will choose those positions specifically. Maybe also another safety. Another safety will be good to add and look at all those guys in the combine, how they do, because we just had like the Senior Bowl, Senior Bowl. So we had a chance to look at some of the talent coming from college this year. So, those positions specifically, I think we should keep an eye on.
Definitely. It's been fun to keep tabs on both the Senior Bowl, the East-West Shrine Bowl that happened pretty much leading up to Super Bowl week. So we slowly get our gears turning to the 2026 season. I know the draft is going to be a ton of fun for us this year, but before we get too far, we're going to enjoy Super Bowl week. We're going to enjoy hosting the NFL here in our hometown. So Faithful, we'll see you in the next one. Hi, Larry. How are you?
Good to see you.
Good to see you also. We're in San Francisco for Radio Row, the media week leading up to Super Bowl Sunday. Tell us what it's like. Bring the viewers behind the scenes of the chaos of Radio Row.
Well, it's like every media guy in the country, and now there's podcasters, TV people, and everybody's got their table, and you've got paid guests and handlers and times, and everybody's on a cell phone, and it's like we need to get our products out there. We need to get our guys to talk about certain things. So it can be chaotic, but it's also a lot of fun.
You've done a couple hits for radio shows that are going to be aired across the country since we got the Patriots and the Seahawks in town for the Super Bowl. What are some of the most frequently asked questions you've gotten so far?
Well, just like who's going to win, and I kind of like the Patriots, but I'm maybe rooting for the Patriots because I've got some family members back there. But I get that a lot. I get a lot about Brock Purdy. A lot about, what's ahead for the 49ers.
Now, the Super Bowl and Super Bowl week allows us to reflect on how wild this 2025 season was, especially with seeing the Seahawks in the final game all the way at the end against the New England Patriots. Let's talk about how competitive this division was between the NFC West. Every single game, it felt like, came down to the wire, whether it was between the Rams, the Cardinals, or the Seahawks. Do you see that happening again in 2026?
Well, what we have here is we have really good organizations, 3 really good head coaches, 3 really good general managers. Yes, I'd love to say no. I'd love to say, they're a flash in the pan, but the Rams are here to stay. Seahawks, John Schneider is a really good GM. Mike McDonald's a very young coach. Shanahan and Lynch, I think, are a proven entity. They've been to 2 Super Bowls. So it's going to be a very difficult division going forward. I think you can almost plan on that. I'm not sure what the Cardinals are going to contribute, but as we know, the Cardinals always play the Niners hard. So I think this promises to be one of the toughest divisions, probably for the foreseeable future.
Absolutely. Now, again, looking at the competitiveness of the NFC West, I have to say that there were so many moments throughout the season that were such big storylines, whether it was Mac Jones stepping in for Brock Purdy, the name of resilience, naming this team and coming up with all the young guys. But what do you think is one of the underrated storylines that came through this season that not many people are talking about?
That's a great question. I think Brant Boyer and what kind of the culture that he changed with the special teams. 49ers had a lot of rough years special teams-wise, and Boyer came in and they had some bumps in the road early. And obviously they had the one high-profile return in the finale against Seattle. But that aside, you got Eddie Pinheiro had a great season. Luke Gifford had an amazing season. John Weeks, Thomas Morstead, I think, Sky Moore, I think they really solidified that area of the football team. I know there'll be changes this offseason, but if you had me guess, I'd say that a lot of the core special teamers that we just mentioned, I think will come back. And I think that's really good because this has been the best special teams unit the Niners have had, probably going back to Brad Seeley in the Harbaugh era.
You also named 3 Pro Bowlers right there with John Weeks, Luke Gifford, also Sky Moore as an alternate. So it's so cool to see how far our special teams has gone over the past couple seasons. Now, Niners fans, they're itching to see where they're next going to be represented, and I think that's at the Combine. So with the draft coming up, what are some position groups that Niners fans should be keying in on and tuning into when it comes to the Combine so that they could take their notes coming into that 2026 draft?
Yeah, it's going to be a very important draft. Is there ever not an important draft?
Yeah, that's right.
But 49ers really need to look at offensive linemen and defensive linemen and then wide receivers. And I think the good news is there's a lot of really good offensive linemen this year and some exciting guys. And defensive line-wise, I think they need maybe 1 pass rusher inside and 1 pass rusher outside. And the All-Star Game circuit has already shown that there's some really great players. So Indianapolis is going to be interesting for sure. The Niners will be well represented. And, the Niners have a number of picks. They also have Mac Jones, who they could potentially trade for more picks. So the draft's going to be huge for the 49ers in the spring.
The draft, also free agency.
Yeah.
You mentioned Mac Jones, and that came to mind. Who are some of the free agents that, if you were a part of the front office, the coaching staff, that you're saying, we're not letting go of these guys?
The 49er free agents, definitely Eddie Pinheiro. Eddie Pinheiro is the priority, I think, to sign. What an incredible player he is. And he's a great fit in that locker room. I mean, you guys talked to him many times this year. He's a great 49er, and that to me, he's at the top of the list. Then there's Jawan Jennings, and it's all about the price tag. And I really think the price tag may go north of what the 49ers can afford. But Jennings and Pinheiro, I think, should be the priorities.
Definitely. I mean, I'll never forget that story of Eddie Pinheiro on his flight to a different city. He gets the call from his agent mentioning that the 49ers are interested, and he cancels it.
Yeah.
So it's so cool to see how he fits into this locker room.
And he's been such a great 49er. He's young, but he's a veteran. You could argue they could franchise tag him, and if they opt to, I think it's in the $6 million range. Something tells me they'll work something out with him because he seemed really eager at the end of the year to put roots here. He's been on a couple teams. I think he would love to play for the next, foreseeable future in San Francisco.
And put his roots into a community. I think San Francisco is the best place for him.
Yeah,
awesome,
great.
Larry. Thank you so much for joining us.
Absolutely. It's always great to be here.
Faithful, I'm sitting down with Matt Mayoko at Radio Row, downtown San Francisco. Super Bowl week is among us. Matt, you mentioned that you talked to Al, who was just named CEO this Monday morning. Tell me about your conversation with Al Guido and the new job title for him.
Yeah, so Al's been with the organization for 12 years, the last 10 as president. And so he's been president for 10 years, and you wake up Monday morning and he's the CEO, the chief executive officer. And it doesn't sound like too much changes, or maybe nothing really changes as far as his responsibilities with the organization. But I think that, when you have a guy like this, and it's probably a great timing, maybe not even coincidental. I mean, Al Guido really made an effort and put an emphasis on bringing the Super Bowl back to the Bay Area. The Super Bowl 50 obviously was at Levi Stadium, and it was probably shortly thereafter he started working, and the wheels started turning toward him helping the Bay Area get the Super Bowl back. And it was 10 years. This is Super Bowl 60, and so I really think maybe even above everybody else. I mean, a lot of people had input and a lot of people helped with this effort to bring the Super Bowl back to the Bay Area, but I think it really starts with Al Guido.
Absolutely. And we got to hear him in the opening press conference on Monday morning talk about bringing the Super Bowl back to the Bay Area and how unique the Bay Area is as a host city. I mean, we heard from poets, rappers, chefs. It was so cool to see the diversity among backgrounds, people, to highlight the city of San Francisco. What makes the Bay Area so unique as a sports town?
Well, I think you just kind of touched on it there. I mean, you all those people from different walks of life, from Too Short getting the audience to say his favorite word, E40. And what about Colton McKivitz?
That was awesome.
Colton McKivitz got up with no notes and just kind of spoke from the heart. And it was really neat to hear Colton in that environment, not clean shaven, but he was cleaned up. He didn't have the scraggly hair. I mean, he really looked like a businessman.
He was Super Bowl ready up there.
Yeah. And, it reminds me back in, Zaleen John Muhammad is the president of the Super Bowl
Bay Area Host Committee. That's right.
So some 11, 12 years ago, I met the president of the Bay Area Host Committee from Super Bowl 50, one Daniel Lurie. Mayor Daniel Lurie.
How cool.
And very cool. And so it was always kind of neat to have the mayor's cell phone number in my phone. So that was kind of cool. It's really a jumping off point. So you have the politicians who are more civic minded. You have, as you mentioned, the young poets, the chef, all these different walks of life coming together for this. And so it is unique. And what's even more unique is I went to the Battery Hotel where the 49ers are kind of stationed, and Al Guido is going to be staying there and hosting people. And my interview was with him, but just checking out how far it is from where we are right now at Moscone Center. It's about 1.5 miles, close to 2 miles. And do you think I called an Uber or
I was just about to
or
say.
a Waymo. No, I didn't
It was
because
a
it's
gorgeous
such
walk.
a great walk.
Yeah.
And so I was able to walk there and collect my thoughts and kind of soak in our great Bay Area climate as well.
Yeah, you just mentioned Daniel Lurie, also Colton McKivitz, and it's funny because those two names actually have a connection.
Yes.
Because at the beginning of the season, actually during the off season before the season actually kicked off, Colton McKivitz hosted a youth camp here in San Francisco. He talked about it during the press conference where he's running those steep hills of San Francisco, jogging with the locals, and Daniel Lurie actually stopped by the kids camp to talk about how cool it is to have a player of the San Francisco 49ers be in San Francisco, because it is a far drive for those who stay in the South Bay, but still have that home connection because the San Francisco still bleeds red and gold. You still feel the heart of the team out here. And so to have a player representing in the city with the youth of that city and showing off how cool the Bay Area is, I think was pretty cool.
And also taking advantage of the geographical features of San Francisco to get stronger
For conditioning.
for conditioning, running those hills and everything else. And it does, to bring it to a football element, a year ago or even right before the start of the season, I remember talking to Colton and he was very focused on having a great season and just kind of going all in. And I remember talking to him and thinking, boy, I wonder if he's going to be with the 49ers. If he has that kind of season, is he going to, in essence, kind of price himself out? Because he was going to be a free agent. And right before the start of the season, the 49ers signed him to that long-term extension. And whenever you do that with a guy like Colton McKivitz or Brock Purdy or Kittle or Warner or Trent Williams or McCaffrey or whomever else, it does kind of give those guys a sense of ownership in not only the team, where the team is going, but I think also just the area. And with Colton, you really feel that.
On the topic of Colton, he's mentioning how San Francisco are some of his most formative years as his journey of a pro football player. His story is very unique because it goes from being cut by the team to now signing a contract extension. How have you seen him grown over the years, and what do you think 2026 looks like for him?
He's gotten better and better and better every year he's been in there. And I go back to that one game where he stepped in for Trent Williams and had to play left tackle in a game where the 49ers needed to win to go to the playoffs, and he did. And then, Mike McGlinchey signs with Denver as a free agent, and McKivitz steps in. But, yeah, he was one of those guys where he finished his rookie season strong, or played good football as a rookie, and then he kind of needed that awakening, as so many guys do. I mean, there's so many guys who enter the NFL and have a good rookie season or finish on an up note, and I think every level of play, guys are always kind of accustomed to, well, the next year I'm going to be better. And that's not the way it works in the NFL. You really have to go all in. You have to work your butt off. You have to work as hard as you think you need to, and then about 10 or 20% more.
Exactly.
And I think Colton kind of underestimated what he had to do to stay at that level. And so the fact that he got released right before the start of the season, that was a major blow to him. And then what was also a major blow was that no other team, picked him up or talked about him coming to their team. And so he came back to the 49ers practice squad, and it took him, he's told me this, it took him a little while to kind of get his head on straight and say, okay, now I know what I need to do. And now, look at him. He's kind of, he's the gold standard as far as just getting better, keeping your head down, doing the stuff that's necessary in order to not only stick in the league, but to thrive. He signed a really nice contract as a for a contract extension right before the start of the season.
Yeah, you can see how his mindset has evolved when it comes to approaching the game of football, because I remember talking to him at the beginning of the season, and he didn't call it an off season. He actually avoided calling it his off season, and he called it his on season, where he was conditioning 24/7 and getting his mind right for the ups and downs of an NFL season. Yeah. Now, just to close out our conversation here, as we look again ahead to 2026, did you know that mock drafts are already being made. That
are
the
they
East
really?
West Shrine Bowls
You
happening.
wouldn't lie to me,
the
would
Senior
you?
Bowl.
Is this true?
This
People are
is
doing
true.
this? Actually, people are
NFL.com.
probably already putting together mock drafts for 2027.
That's
how-
correct. But as the faithful are itching towards the next spot where we get to see the 49ers on national television, say that is the combine or in the draft, what are some position groups, maybe faces that you are looking at in the combine as their names start to spark up as we look towards the draft?
Yeah, I'm not going to give you any names or faces because I'm.
We still got some
I haven't
studying to
really,
do.
Yeah, I need a lot of studying to do. But I think that where you look at where the 49ers are drafting, I mean, it's wide open because you really have to draft the player that you think is the best on your board, almost regardless of position. If you're drafting for need, you're going to be needing a lot because you always want to take the best player. But if you look at where the 49ers could hit with the 27th overall pick, definitely defensive line again. I think there would be an opportunity for offensive line, but it might not be somebody who could step in and make a huge impact year one, but it could. I think wide receiver is definitely a position. So I guess I'd say those three spots probably more than anything else. And when I say defensive line, it could be an edge rusher, it could be a defensive tackle. I do think they need more juice from their pass rush. Mm-hmm. So I would, if I were to prioritize, I would say edge rusher, number one, and then probably right behind that, wide receiver. They need more speed on the outside. They need more guys who can beat man coverage. They need more easy pitch and catch options for Brock Purdy to get the ball out quickly. And if they have that, if they have a guy who can play the slot or just get open quickly, I mean, look at the NFC West with Jackson Smith and Jigba, and with Puka Nacua.
Yeah.
I mean, those are high volume wide receivers who get open at the snap of a finger, and that takes so much pressure off those teams' offensive lines. So you can almost, if you get a wide receiver of that ilk, you help two positions.
That's right.
You fulfill the need at wide receiver, and you also make the offensive line better just automatically, not to mention making Brock Purdy better.
That's right. A speedy receiver, a speedy edge rusher.
Yeah.
We're going to do some studying over the course of the time leading up to the draft. In the meantime, Matt, enjoy Super Bowl week, and thanks for joining me.
All right, Bree. Thank you. Always my pleasure.
I'm sitting down with NBC's Chris Sims on day 2 of Radio Row here in downtown San Francisco. I feel like the energy just amps up each and every single day.
It
It's kind of
definitely
crazy.
does. It definitely. Monday's definitely the calm before the storm. Right, I think it's even calmer than it used to be in years past. Mm-hmm. Today, definitely, as we gotten here closer to noon, it's like, you can start to feel the buzz. And then Wednesday and Thursday are usually crazy, but it's all exciting and fun, and I'm glad to be here.
Definitely, and we're at the biggest stage of the NFL, Super Bowl week.
Right.
Now, all Niners fans want to know, it's the biggest question for them, for the Niners to be at this stage, what do they need to do? What are some of the biggest areas that they need to address come this offseason to make it even deeper in the postseason?
Well, I think, you're close, obviously. We know that. The team's got just about everything you want. And you just think about what they would have been this year if they could have just stayed healthy.
Yeah.
So that's the first thing. But I don't think I look at the offensive side of the ball, if you just had to get into it and go, do the 49ers need another big-time playmaker on that side of the ball? Yeah, definitely. We know, I think, receiver or somebody of that nature. Christian McCaffrey's still awesome, but probably starting the downslope of his career a little bit there. The defense, as we know, has got some young talent coming up the pipelines. I don't know if I look at anything as desperate over there on that side of the ball. I would say maybe another offensive lineman or so to help out that group, and then an offensive playmaker, and I wouldn't be shocked if we were sitting here next year and the 49ers were in LA.
I mean, that's always what we want to
Right,
hear.
we know you 49er fans, you.
That's right. This was Brock Purdy's contract extension year.
Right.
And what a year for him with all the ups and downs. He did miss a few games due to injury. But I want to hear your thoughts on his performance, his year 4, and just his growth as a quarterback and how he leads this team.
Hey, he continues to go this way. I think that's the big thing, right? And I thought it was a big bounce back year after last year where I feel like he maybe, I don't want to say he didn't play bad. He just lost his way and didn't play maybe as good and what I always say surgical as maybe the years before. He's on a spot right now where he's really finding a nice blend of I can execute the offense and just destroy you with good decisions and accurate passes, but then also being able to do like backyard football. And wait, Kyle's play didn't work out here, or I got a little pressure and now I got to get outside the pocket and make something happen and do that. That to me is really where it's come together. Like the first few years I'd go, all he does is the system stuff. And then last year I felt like he got a little bit into, wow, he's trying too hard to play backyard football. This year he kind of combined both. And I think when he does that, he can be a pretty special quarterback.
Yeah, countless players stepped up for the 49ers this season.
Right.
With the story of the season being all the injuries, we just talked about Brock Purdy, Mac Jones stepping in there.
Yeah.
When we came down to that wild card game, our 6th or 7th seed linebacker. But I want to know who or which Niner really impressed you or surprised you this season?
Wow. Let me see there. The guy, Jawan Jennings pops to my head always just because he's overlooked and he's such a good player and he'll never get the respect or the money to be a big-time superstar receiver. But damn, he's, good for your football team. I'm still in amazement of Trent Williams at this point of his career to be that good. I think I look at that and just go, wow, like, holy crap. I'm excited, I think, for my big D tackle from Texas, Alfred Collins, right? I think he's got potential to be a game-changing player in that part of the field inside. Not only be able to disrupt and pass rush, but also be able to just hold down the fort, take on double teams, and stop the run game. I think those are some of the ones that that jump out to me, I guess you'd say, yeah.
And Kyle Shanahan better than many. So many called this season one of the best seasons he's coached, and he finished as a finalist for Coach of the Year this season. I want to know what makes Kyle Shanahan such a key asset to the San Francisco 49ers team.
Well, Kyle's without question one of the 2 or 3 best head coaches in football. I mean, you watch Monday Night Football a few weeks ago, Troy Aikman goes, hey, if I'm starting an organization, I'm hiring Kyle Shanahan to be my head coach. He is so respected in the NFL. I think more respected in the NFL than actually the public respects him, because the public is all about, well, he can't win the Super Bowl. And it's like, okay, gosh, you only had to deal with the second greatest dynasty maybe we've ever seen with like one of the greatest players and clutch players we've ever seen in Patrick Mahomes, right? But what makes him great is his passion for the sport. He lives it all day long. His ability to know the defensive side of the ball, right? I always tell people that to me, when I was in Tampa Bay and Kyle was working there with the Buccaneers as well, he was a young offensive coach. He would sit in the back of the defensive meeting rooms at the end of the day and learn the defense. So he understands defenses and can be a defensive coordinator. That's how good he is there. So I think between that, and then he's got the creativity and passion to do things that most coaches wouldn't take the chance to do on the offensive side of the ball. And then there's also just some good old rooted, hey, we're tougher than you, we're going to run. So he's got it all. I mean, I know I'm a little biased, but if he was really bad, I wouldn't sit here and say all those good things about him. I'm just going to tell you that much. I keep it real with just about anybody.
A friend that keeps it real, and I think that's what makes a real friend.
Well, I think that's why we are friends. I do think that. We talk ball. I think he knows I'm not always going to say exactly what he wants to hear. And, we have that in common. Our passion for the game, I think, is what gives us a great friendship.
Last April, you said that the 49ers absolutely crushed the draft. We got Mykel Williams, Alfred Collins, CJ West, and they definitely proved themselves during that rookie season.
Yeah.
So what does John Lynch need to do this time around to crush another draft?
Yeah, I think, again, it's a lot of just like filling in a few little holes, adding to the roster in the future. I talked about like the defense. I don't think there's a ton there, right? As far as maybe, you want to start looking at linebackers just to kind of like, hey, Fred Warner, he's getting there, and that's such an important position on that defense, certainly. Another cover corner maybe, right? And then, like I told you, I think you get into the interior O-line and just that playmaker on the offensive side of the ball. They'll have a formula. Those are two that, they are who they are for a reason. Lynch and Shanahan know talent. They know talent as far as how it fits into their scheme, and that's why they've been a mainstay here at the top of the NFL.
Something we got to watch during this combine as we work our way to the draft. But Chris,
I'm about to dive into draft stuff here. I'm like, oh gosh, here we go.
Studying bag. But
right.
Chris, again, thank you so much for stopping by.
Always.
Enjoy Super Bowl week.
Thank you so much. Go 49ers.
All right, faithful. Now we made it down to the Pro Bowl games where we're going to watch the final flag football game of Team NFC versus Team AFC. Team NFC is led by Jerry Rice, with Team AFC led by Steve Young. Let's go check it out. Christian, congratulations on leading Team NFC and getting the win in the Pro Bowl.
Thank you.
You put some points on the board with those successful 2-point conversions. How fun was that?
Yeah, it was a blast, man. Such a great week. Great way to cap it off. Everybody was kind of feeling it out in the first quarter, and you love when you get the competitive juices going. Everybody had a blast.
How's Jerry Rice as a head coach?
He was awesome, man. Our whole coaching staff was great. Those guys did a hell of a job.
And then all of your teammates, Trent Williams, we see him right here, Kyle Juszczyk, everyone from the 49ers squad representing on one of the biggest stages in the league. How fun was it to have your teammates out here?
So fun, so fun. With the GOAT right here.
Bang, bang. You heard?
Yes, sir. Never a dull moment, man. I mean, he's, just being around these guys in a lighter, environment is a blast.
Thanks, Christian. Enjoy the rest of the week.
Appreciate you. Thank you.
I'm with fullback Kyle Juszczyk, one of the best fullbacks in the game because this is your 10th career Pro Bowl and you finished with the win. How does it feel?
It feels incredible. Obviously, getting the win is big. You get a little extra cash, but the best part is just being out here with the rest of the guys around the league that are, the best at their craft. And just getting to spend time with them and build a relationship off the field, it's really special.
How fun is it to have the Pro Bowl during Super Bowl week and getting to do all the festivities in your hometown of the Bay?
I mean, how cool that the first year we did that, it's in San Francisco, right here in the Bay, in my hometown. It's so special, and it's really fun to kind of kick that off.
All right, have fun with the win and go Team NFC always.
Team NFC all day.
What's up, 49ers faithful? It's your team reporter, Briana Jeannel, reporting from the 2026 Pro Bowl games where Team NFC took the win again with a score of 66-52. Now, Team NFC was led by head coach Jerry Rice, a 49ers legend, and on his team were a few San Francisco 49ers, including running back Christian McCaffrey, fullback Kyle Juszczyk, a few special teamers like Luke Gifford and John Weeks, and we can't forget tackle Trent Williams. Now, running back Christian McCaffrey, he made a few highlight-worthy plays by making 2 successful 2-point conversions, putting up points on the board for Team NFC as they took the win. Reporting live from downtown San Francisco, we'll see you for the rest of Super Bowl week. All right, faithful, I'm with Fox Sports' Carmen Vitale here at Super Bowl Radio Row. Carmen, how are you, and how's this week been for you out here in the Bay?
Oh my God, it's crazy. So it's really funny because I've only ever been out to the Bay Area to cover a San Francisco 49ers game. And I always stay in like Mountain View, and I just go to the stadium in Santa Clara. So I've never actually spent any time in San Francisco. And this has been really, really cool, honestly, to get to see the city and go out to eat and experience it, especially with all of this buzz and hype. And I mean, this is the first day where I really feel like, oh my gosh, we are surrounded. I mean, people are really packed in here.
It's a lot of fun, and San Francisco is such a buzzing city, so it reflects that a bit. Now, I know you're locked in on the NFC North, but I want to hear your thoughts on the NFC West, because it was a crazy competitive division this year, as it is almost every year. What are your thoughts? I mean, it came down all the way to the NFC Conference Championship game.
It was so funny because I was going into this season being like, oh, I think the NFC North, and obviously I'm a little biased because I cover it so closely, but I'm like, oh, the NFC North will probably be the toughest division in football. And it was a tough division, but oh my God, I feel like the NFC West was like, hold my beer. And it was the top 3 teams. I mean, I think I keep saying this now that we're talking about the Seahawks, obviously, in the Super Bowl, where I'm like, if you would have told me this in the offseason when they let Cooper Kupp go, there's all these things that were happening where I was just like, I don't really understand what they're doing, how they're building this team. They bring in Sam Darnold after letting Geno Smith go. I'm just like, is that more of the same? Do we think? I really didn't understand the vision. I didn't see the vision. And now, oh my God, like it worked out beautifully. And when you have Mike McDonald, who turned this franchise around in a mere 2 years. I mean, I think we've seen this year where there's been franchises that have turned around in 1 year. But it's still an incredible feat what they were able to do, and to really make noise, obviously, in the division against a Rams team that everybody thought was kind of predestined to reach the Super Bowl again this year. And then the Niners were the most incredible story to me. Like, I really do think that Kyle Shanahan has such a case for Coach of the Year because of all of the injuries, all of the adversity the Niners had to go through. I mean, when you started seeing everybody go down, it was like, all right, well, it was a good season up until then, Niners. Maybe you'll get them next year. And they were in the thick of things right until the very end. It was just it was really incredible to see. So I don't envy anybody in this division. I don't envy fans in this division because it's only going to get tougher. Very interested to see what happens down in Arizona with all the change that's happening down there. But it's going to be a very interesting 2026, I think.
That storyline you mentioned of the 49ers from the 2025 season, of that resiliency,
yes.
You didn't know what was going to happen over the course of just a day. I feel like you could get that same energy from the Sunday Night Football Week 17
oh my God.
49ers versus Bears game.
It was
I feel
wild.
like it was tied for the entire contest. You didn't know what was going to happen at any moment. What were some of your favorite memories from that one?
It's so funny because I had thought that if the Bears were, I was looking ahead, I remember like the last 4 games of the Bears season, and I'm like, man, I kind of circled the Niners game where I was like, they're traveling to the West Coast. It's going to be a really tough, the Niners are capable of scoring points. And then you hear George Kittle's out, and you're like, maybe the Bears now have a chance. They're going to be able to score. And then when Brock Purdy was just absolutely dealing that game, it was incredible. And the two teams going toe to toe offensively was not something I had going into that game. I really thought it might be a more defensive game, and boy,
maybe
could I have not been
in the trenches.
Right.
Yeah.
I could not have been more wrong, obviously. But I did. I mean, the Bears ultimately did not win that game, and I was like, the Niners are they're battle tested at this point, and that's something that the Bears haven't been this year because they're new, right? They were just all put together. They're now under Ben Johnson. They haven't faced a ton of actual adversity that this season yet, and they're growing. They've improved a ton, but to see that kind of offensive production it was encouraging to me, just as someone who follows the Bears very closely. Like, okay, it's not just like these aren't the Bears of old, like even in 2018 when it was very defensive led and you had a game manager at quarterback. No, this is an exciting offensive team, and seeing them go blow for blow with the 49ers was a treat. It was a treat. Even though they lost that game, it was a treat.
No, definitely game of the season. That's what I think. That's definitely what the faithful think. You mentioned his name just now, Brock Purdy.
Yeah.
You've gotten to see the development of Jordan Love and Caleb Williams over the year. What are your thoughts on Brock Purdy as he enters year 5 now? He got that contract extension.
Yeah.
He's the leader of this team. How have you seen his development over the years?
I mean, he came in, I can't really say enough about how when he came in, he just was a pro's pro. And to be so, not heavily, he was, drafted as Mr. Irrelevant, and coming from not one of the big powerhouse college programs at Iowa State, it was to make that jump is hard for anyone. Even if you're in a pro-style offense in college and you're at one of the big programs like Georgia, like Bama, like whatever, that doesn't always pan out. And to see him go from the last pick in the draft at a university that is not known for producing a ton of NFL talent always, that's been so cool to me to see him instantly kind of make that jump. And he's been the picture of consistency. I know he's gone through, his fair share of injuries at this point, but he battles back, and he is just, there's no question on who's the leader of this team, who's the leader of this offense. He's not the flashiest guy, but he is Mr. Reliable, dependable, and that's what you want out of your quarterback. I mean, you want a guy that never gets too high, never gets too low, and that's been Brock Purdy. And it's very cool to see that he made that jump and that transition look very seamless, injuries aside, obviously.
Well, Carmen, thank you so much for your insight, your expertise on this 2025 season. I'm excited for those NFC West 49ers against the NFC North games in 2026.
It's
Should
gonna
be a lot of fun. But thanks for stopping by.
Of course, thank you.
All right, I'm sitting down with CJ West and Kendrick Bourne, some members from the 2025 squad of the Niners. How y'all doing? It's Super Bowl week in the Bay.
Oh, yeah, I'm good, man. Bay's been lit right now, man. There's a whole bunch of stuff going on. It's good to see the people out.
Yeah, I'm doing good. I'm doing good. It's fun. Vibing, getting market in, man. Just vibing, man. We good. It's good to be here.
I love to hear it. Now, the 2025 season is over, and I have to say it was crazy.
Yeah.
There were so many ups, so many downs. What were some of your favorite memories from this 2025 season?
Yeah.
First, I'm going to have to start with my first sack. First career sack. Being back in Indianapolis, where I played ball at in college, it was awesome. So that was probably one of my best memories of the season so far.
I'm going to say Rams 150 on their neck, you know what I'm saying? No, you know what I'm saying? Nah, that was fun. But the whole year was dope, but that was one of my highlights. Me and Matt, me and Matt. Hey, that's a good story, though. Yeah. Indiana getting your first Aspire.
I want to now hear some memories off the football field. offense, defense, how much time do y'all actually get to spend with each other? And what are some memories that you guys have of one another when y'all first met?
That's fine. Me and the receivers went to dinner. We just vibing, talking. But those conversations and relationships off the field are super dope. So I really remember the dinners we had. We was going like every Thursday. Shout out Malik. He was getting the places we was going. So those are some of my funnest memories.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, man, the D-line room. Man, that stuff is fire. We always making jokes, clowning each other in there. We go out to dinner and stuff, hang out, go to people's houses. Oh, man, that's awesome. We became really close together as a group. So that time together was awesome.
I love to hear it. Now, the Super Bowl is in the Bay this year, and if there's anyone who knows how cool the Bay Area is, it's y'all two, because you guys spent some time here. Just why is the Bay Area, San Francisco, Levi Stadium, such an amazing place to host at a big event like the Super Bowl?
Yeah, I mean, first off, the views and the weather here, you can't beat it. It's awesome. The people here is awesome. We have the best fans in the league here with the faithful, man. We have the best fans. So, having them around is just awesome. And it just makes the environment so much better.
Yeah, the city's just dope. Like he said, lovely views, so much stuff to do. I was in the Super Bowl experience yesterday, and the fans was going crazy. I posted on my Instagram. They was like chasing me and stuff. It was just crazy, but dope experience. But it's just a good spot in the States to just connect everybody. I think a lot of people come to California anyway, so to be able to come for football, I think it's a great place to have it.
I love it. Now, to close out our time here, it's crazy at Radio Row because people are pulling you for questions, wanting to hear your thoughts on the season. So I'm going to turn it around on you guys, and I want y'all to ask a question to each other. So y'all are now reporters.
Okay.
KB, what question do you have for CJ? And then CJ will ask KB.
How many TikTok followers did you gain from my platform?
I gained about like 2,000, about 2,000 followers. I gotta post more on there, so I'll get more. But
CJ, here's your mic. What's your question for KB?
Let me see. My question for you is, bro, what's going on with the music, man? Talk to me about your music. How you get into that?
And I'm saying, man, shout out my agency, man. Shout out Empire. Just got to go out. I was making music as a hobby, man, making gospel rap.
Yeah.
And they hit me up, bro. We connected with them. They helped me with a distributing deal, and it's been up, man.
No, that's
so
fire,
just
man.
promoting the
Hey, what do
gospel,
you think?
man.
Born Blessed, man.
You know what it is, man. They know what time it is. Yeah, so go stream that. Go stream that.
Go ahead and stream that, bro. Go get them right.
Yes, sir.
No, that's fire.
Thank you guys so much for joining us here at Radio Row, joining your 49ers family. Have the best time this week.
Thanks, Bree.
The NFL world has flocked to the city of San Francisco as Levi Stadium prepares to host Super Bowl 60. From Super Bowl 50 to now, the city is once again in the spotlight. So I decided to hop on the street and ask fans about their 49er knowledge and what it really means to host a Super Bowl. Well, there's a lot of events going on. Is there anything that you've checked out personally here that you've seen that's super cool?
We just went to the NFL experience, so that was cool.
Yeah, it's fun. We're actually headed to Night of Champions. And so we're pretty excited to see the veteran players.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, now a little trivia. Can you guys name all the stadiums that the 49ers have played in?
Definitely. Kezar, Candlestick, and Levi.
Can you guys get the one bonus stadium? I'll give you a hint. It's a college.
Oh, it is.
Stanford.
There
you go. We got Niners fans right here in the street. Thank you guys so much. I hope you guys enjoy your night tonight.
Go Niners.
Go Niners. We're hitting some of the most iconic San Francisco spots. From Pier 39, we decided to hitch a ride on the cable car on our way to the Super Bowl experience. Do you guys have a favorite 49er player?
My favorite player is probably Christian McCaffrey.
Good answer. Do you guys know what Super Bowl this is?
No. 60.
Very nice. Do you remember the last time a Super Bowl was held in Levi's Stadium? Or the last time the 49ers had a Super Bowl?
The last time the 49ers had a Super Bowl was in 2024. And I don't remember the last time it was here.
Very nice. Well, thank you guys so much. I hope you guys enjoy your day. And can I get a bang bang?
Bang bang Niner gang!
What does it mean to be a faithful?
I mean, the culture, everything, it's like what we were raised to be. So there's no words for other than like, you are 49ers faithful. Yeah.
I think it's like winning with class, being a champion, working hard, having the greatest of all time on your team. It's just being winners.
Okay, now we're coming up on our 80th season. Looking back, blast from the past, who is your favorite 49ers legend and why?
Jerry Rice.
And why?
I mean, how could you not? He's a GOAT.
Greatest of all time, most total touchdowns. Hey, no one comes close.
What's your favorite memory at Levi's Stadium?
Oh, when the Niners beat the Bears this year.
Yeah. Crazy win there. Brock Purdy was on fire. What does it mean to you to be a faithful?
It means having, a great fan base, a great team to go after, and great owners and players, and it's just great. I mean, they're a great team, and everybody loves them so much.
Yeah. All right, now we're coming up on our 80th season. Who is your favorite legend and why?
Probably Ronnie Lott.
Okay.
He had lost a finger in a Super Bowl, came out and played.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's epic.
Jerry Rice. He's everyone's favorite, no matter what team.
I love it. Two iconic legends for us. Now, a trivia question for you. Joe Montana played in 4 Super Bowls. How many interceptions did he throw across those 4 Super Bowls?
I think 0.
I would say 0.
You guys are true faithful fans because you got that one right. What is your favorite 49ers memory?
Recently, it's Purdy's dancing. I love Purdy's dancing.
Yes. Yes, for sure.
Do you guys have any specific ones?
I mean, I went to the game last year and they won.
Who's your guys' favorite player on the current roster?
Kittle. He's the funniest. He's the coolest.
Yeah.
Who do you like?
He is, but I'm going to go with Jennings.
Oh, okay.
Probably Kittle also.
All right. We love Kittle. We love a Kittle cam. We are coming up on our 80th season. What is your favorite 49er legend and why?
I mean, Patrick Willis. Okay. To me, my generation, Patrick Willis, just because, or Frank Gore, just because those, growing up, that was the one player I resonated with. Going to my first game against the Raiders, watching Frank Gore, I think, go for 120-something yards, that was just a key memory to me. So Frank Gore, Patrick Willis, those are my legends. My dad would probably say Montana or Rice, but I'm not that old, so I'm gonna just keep it there.
I just moved out here, so Christian McCaffrey.
There you go. He will be a legend. He will be a legend. Who is your favorite 49ers player on the current roster?
Brock Purdy.
CMC. Do you know how many years that we won?
We're on quest for 5. But we're on quest for 6. Don't think we're not coming next year for that Lombardi trophy behind us.
Can you get your best bang bang?
Bang bang.
Bang bang, not a gang. Do you guys know what a 49er is?
Like the minor?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The minor.
Like sourdough Sam?
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, I love it. And then, do you guys know when Levi's Stadium opened?
Because I went to the last event at Candlestick, so 2013?
2014, but really close. You guys are still true faithfuls. What makes San Francisco different than any other NFL city?
Any other city? That's the Bay. It's the region, the diversity.
I love it.
And because of the Niners, baby. Bang, bang.
When was the last time San Francisco hosted a Super Bowl?
10 years ago, we were here for Super Bowl 50.
Very nice. There we go. Okay. Can you name every stadium the 49ers have been the home team at?
Every stadium, okay. Kezar.
There you go.
Candlestick. Levi's. They did play at Stanford one time.
That's the bonus one.
Is that it? Wait, Levi's? That's it, right?
That's it. And you got the bonus one. All right. That was your redemption. That was your redemption. Thank you so much, Francis. Woo! Can I get your best bang bang?
Bang, bang. Let's go. Forever faithful.
What's up, faithful? We're joined here with John Weeks, long snapper. You were just in the Pro Bowl last night. Tell us about your experience.
Yeah, it was a great experience. Had a lot of fun. We came out with a W thanks to some of the guys, big contributors. It was a great time. I had a lot of fun getting to know a lot of other guys from other teams. It was cool to be a part of.
Yeah. How was that camaraderie between the NFC guys and everyone meeting up? How was that for you?
Yeah, it's great. It's great to be able to interact with guys that you might normally not get to. We all had a lot of fun together, and something that a good memory that I'll hold on to for a long time.
I love it. Let's talk about the season.
Yeah.
What does it mean to you to be on this team and this roster that is so battle tested? And you guys made it as far as you can. I mean, how was that from the locker room and from an inside perspective?
Yeah, it was amazing. What we went through week in and week out, losing so many key contributors, and just watching other guys step up into big roles and taking over for them and holding the fort down until we got those big guys back was huge. So grateful to be in this locker room.
Super tight, awesome, fun locker room to be a part of. The guys all care about each other. It was a special locker room. It was really sad when it ended,
Yeah.
but I'm very grateful for my time here.
Yeah, 100%. Very hopeful, looking forward in the future. I mean, we have a team full of so many rookies, right?
Yeah.
So many of these young players got to step up in these roles and really get great reps. What was that like for them and mentoring some of those guys just on and off the field?
Yeah, it's awesome. I mean, there's nothing like experience, right? You got to get in there and you got to see how the game flows, the intensity, the strength, the quickness of the game, and the more you get at it, the more comfortable you get, the more impressive you're going to be. So we had a lot of rookies step up, a lot of rookies with some really great years, and a couple of rookies that I think are going to be very, very impressive and have fantastic NFL careers.
Yeah, 100%. Now a little bit more on the fun side. What was your favorite game from this past year?
My favorite game from this past year. Great question. I really loved the Cardinal walk-off.
Yeah.
I love the Cardinal walk-off. I love
got
the
to.
juice. I love the juice that Eddie brought. It was my first game-winning walk-off snap with the new team. Mac played tremendous. Defense played tremendous. The faithful were rock. It was a lot of fun. Early in the season, I know, but that was probably one of my favorite games. And then, I mean, I'm new to the rivalry, but going up to Philly, that was pretty cool too.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool too.
Little wild card game there,
Yeah, that was
beating
pretty
them
cool.
in their home stadium. How was the weather there when you were there?
The weather was crazy. It was as advertised. It was
Yeah.
probably the most consistent wicked wind I've ever dealt with.
Yeah.
We had some pretty crazy gusts, but I thought our guys handled it really well, and
100%.
it was just awesome to watch.
Yeah, and how about those Philly fans? How was dealing with that crowd?
I don't
and
know if
being
I'll
that
catch
scene?
a little heat for this, but they were great. You know,
Really?
they're as passionate.
Wow.
No, listen, they're as passionate as advertised.
Okay,
And what I
okay.
mean by great is it's great to see such a, hardcore fan base for their guys. Now, at the end of the day, it was awesome to hear them booing their own team and
Yeah.
and to hear them really silent when we finished the game. So,
Yeah.
but credit to them. They're a great fan base who are passionate about their guys. But it was a lot of fun to go in there and silence them.
Love it. All right, given that we're in San Francisco for the Super Bowl,
Yeah.
can you guess how many football fields it takes to fill the entirety of the Golden Gate Bridge?
Oh, goodness. 35.
Ooh, close.
Yeah?
A little
Okay.
bit. 25. A
Oh,
little 10
all right.
off. 10
All
off.
right.
But I'll give it to you. I'll
I
give
was
it to
gonna
you.
go. I was gonna go 25, but I was.
Oh, you were?
I thought it was a little bigger.
Yeah.
That's my fault.
It's the best one I've heard. Hey, I've heard
That's my
3.
fault.
I've heard 4.
Okay.
So 35 is more than that.
Who
zone.
said 3 and 4?
Oh, you don't want
Were
to know.
those our guys?
No, thank goodness.
Oh, okay.
Right?
That makes more sense.
Well, thank you so much for joining
Yeah,
us.
thanks
Faithful,
for
I hope
having
you
me.
guys
This was
enjoyed
fun.
this and enjoy your Super Bowl week.
Thank you. You too.
We're here with backup quarterback Mac Jones. Mac, welcome. The Faithful
you.
is super excited to have you here. I'm super excited to have you here. Let's just talk about this season. What was it like for you stepping into such a big role halfway through the season?
Yeah, it was so fun. I think just when I signed here and getting to know everybody, Christian, George, Trent, like guys you watched on TV, just to be able to fit in with them and fit into the culture and just I feel like it rises everybody. So it was fun to get in there and play, but really love the guys on the team and can't wait to do it again next year.
Yeah, what have you learned specifically from those leaders that you talk about? I mean, being in that locker room
Yeah.
this season, it had to be a really huge growth period for you and the
For sure.
team. What did you learn from those leaders?
Yeah, I treated this year like I was a rookie again, to be honest. Even though it was my 5th year,
Yeah.
I was like, I'm going to learn from everybody, and I challenged all the young guys that I talked to like learn from the Freds of the world, and like only so many times you have a Hall of Fame player in front of you. So
Right.
For me, like obviously learning from Brock was awesome too, and
Yeah.
so we all worked together and made it work, but got a lot more left on the plate, and I feel like we can be even better.
Yeah, 100%. You know, the season does not survive without Mac Jones in 2025. You stepped in Thursday Night Football. Rams game was probably one of your biggest wins there.
Yeah.
Talk about that mindset in that game and what it felt like coming on the outside of it.
Yeah, I think obviously our backs were against the wall, and like our season was really on the line, to be honest. Like we had to win a couple of those games to keep it going, and even though it's early, you know how important those are. And I just feel like we really just showed who we were as a team, and I feel like that's something you can build on for next year and years to come. Like we're resilient, and we were going to go out there and fight, and we had guys that I hadn't played with before, and they haven't played with me, so it's like you're learning new names and everything. So
Yeah,
it was good just to be
right.
out there letting it fly. I feel like when we went out there, we were just like, we're going to let it rip and see what happens.
100%.
Yeah.
Now, looking forward in the future, I mean, this past roster, 11 rookies, and all
Yeah.
these guys got a chance to step up and really get a few good reps in there.
Yeah.
What is next season going to look like, given the fact that these guys now have so much potential moving forward?
Yeah, I feel like we played so many so many young guys got to play, right? And that's so cool as a veteran just to see those guys grow each game and how Kyle coached them and how the position coaches coached them to, chase the guys that are in front of them, be better, be like the guy in front of you. So they did a great job this year. And I know when I was a rookie, we went to the playoffs and stuff. And then the next year, you're like, you just want to keep doing it. So
hungry for more?
Exactly. The challenge is like, don't be complacent and try and do it again. And your rookie year is a long year. So like I always tell those guys, like, get away for a little bit, enjoy it, and then come back.
Take your off season, go to Cabo, do what you want to do,
at
right?
least for a couple weeks.
Yeah, 100%. And as a backup quarterback, I mean, staying fresh and sharp in your mind, what are you running through your head? What are those motivators that just keep you going, keep you on your toes and ready to go?
Yeah, I think it's just through trial and error and experience. Like, once you get thrown in a game as a backup, you realize like that adrenaline rush and like it happened to me last year when I was on the Jags. Like, you have to be ready. You just don't know when it is. It's kind of fun because you're just like, you're always ready, but you're also like a little bit anxious and ready to play. So it's fun. You just prepare like a starter like I always do. And this year was good for me. I started 8 games or whatever, and I love backing up too. So I did both things and really enjoyed both.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So I guess you just love being thrown in the fire, ready to go, huh?
Yeah, exactly. It's a challenge for me. Yeah, there you go. No skydiving for me, though.
Okay. We'll get you there eventually. Well, thank you so much for joining us. It's been so fun, and the faithful definitely enjoy this.
All right, appreciate it. Thank you.
We're joined here by former offensive lineman for the 49ers, Jeb Terry, and now president and CEO of Cosm. Jeb, thank you so much for joining us. We're so excited to have you. The faithful so excited to have you. Let's just jump right into it.
Well, Brooke, thanks for having me. I really enjoy it.
Yeah, let's talk a little bit about your background. Being a former 49er, playing with Patrick Willis, Frank Gore, we're coming up on our 80th season. What's something about the 49ers organization that stands out to you?
Well, look, I mean, the organization as a whole is just world class. This was the last helmet I ever wore. I would have loved to have contributed more than I was able to, but it's a fond reminder of my time in the NFL. As I had a shot to play here, I had some injuries. It didn't work out as long as I would have liked, and moved from here into my business career. But even now, as I work within this industry, the 49ers are always just the top of the market, just from ownership all the way down. From an organizational perspective, they really do it the right way, and I have a lot of pride for spending time with them. And I will say, at Cosm, the 49er faithful, in LA, in Dallas, they come out.
They show up.
They show up and make
up.
that place their home.
I love that. That's super cool for you to also experience that. And given that the Super Bowl now is at Levi Stadium in the Bay Area, what makes the Bay Area so special?
It's super interesting of what's going on up here. I mean, San Francisco has always been this really vibrancy of it, but then also South Bay, what's going on there, and especially Santa Clara, San Jose. It's just there's so much energy around it. And that's one of the things as you track and you look at these cities and areas, there's energy there. And when I look for places to put venues, I track the energy and the fandom. I look around for that. So we're not breaking news about Cosm coming here yet, but it is on the horizon. We're excited about opportunities here. And it's because of that fandom, the energy around the space, and frankly, a lot of the growth and activity.
Love it. 100%. And for someone who has not experienced Cosm, what would you explain to them what it is?
Well, there's a lot of ways you can explain what Cosm is, but I actually sometimes look at where the name came from, right? It's the Coliseum, so think arena, stadium, meets the cosmos. So think space, exploration. So you combine those things, and that's what we are. It is like you're at the game. We will never beat actually going to the stadium. We'll never say that, but it is the next best thing. So you go in, you sit in our venue, great food, great drinks, almost like the club section at Levi Stadium. And then you have these amazing views with our production stack where you're taking you to the sidelines, under the goalpost, showing that action that, frankly, you can't get often. And then we bring in the TV feeds, the color commentary, so it's really the best of the at-home and in venue. So when you think about the Super Bowl coming up, you'll be at Cosm, and you'll actually get the commercials as well. You'll get the halftime show. You'll get so many cool things to add to that experience that that's why fans love it.
Yeah, very cool, very immersive, right?
Totally immersive.
But being a former player, and you were immersed in the locker room, you were on the field, you were on the sidelines, you were talking to the players, how has that experience impacted the way that you are building what you're building at Cosm?
Well, it actually has a ton of impact because it is the closest thing that I've ever done to running out of a tunnel. An NFL game, right? There's nothing like that. I get goosebumps now talking about it. And when I was looking and developing the prototype, the proof of concept literally gave me that same feeling. It was like a haymaker to the chin. It was so just dramatic and visceral. And it's that feeling that I get addicted to. It's that feeling that drives us through to build what we built. And now when you see fans celebrating, enjoying it, going crazy, that's the payoff. That's the reward. And it's as close to being there as you can possibly get. And the good news is I can switch camera angles. I can take you to the end zone. I can take you to the sidelines. And fans are leaning in and loving it.
Super cool. But talking about that pipeline from being a former NFL player to now a CEO and president of a tech next generation company.
Yep.
How was that journey? Where did the passion start? How did that start for you?
Well, I've always wanted to be in the business world. And as I was going through to deciding what to do next, was looking at the investing space, banking side of things, and actually decided to go to the entrepreneurial route. I went back and got my MBA. And so trying to figure out what's next, right?
Yeah.
Rookie mindset, you got to go in, reshape yourself, figure out where you're going to compete next. Actually started a company, a mobile video platform that connected athletes to fans. It was early days Cameo. It was before Twitter had video, before Insta had video. I mean, early days. And we learned a lot about the startup ecosystem and building businesses. We ran that business for 5 years. It was actually a former teammate of mine, a guy named Ryan Neese, that founded it with me.
Oh, very cool.
But we learned a lot about the venture community and investing at the same time, which connected us back out here, which was it's kind of a full circle moment. We sold that company to Fox Sports. So I went with that transaction and was doing things in that world for a while and learned the ins and outs of big broadcast media. And that's where I understood what was going on in that immersive production side. So those learnings there, the learnings of being a startup entrepreneur, a football player, all those things, now that goes into what I do at Cosm now.
Yeah.
And it was after I left Fox, was consulting and doing interesting things around the Web3 space and sports and this whole connection. Led me to building Cosm.
Yeah.
And I've had a lot of partners. I've got a fantastic executive chairman and partner and a guy named Steve Wynn, the I, not the Y, an amazing team around us, and we've got a very bright future.
Very cool. I mean, there's a lot of skill sets that takes really to launch something like you're launching, which is amazing.
Yeah, look, I'm fortunate. I can literally point to all these moments in my career that I get to pull from.
Super cool.
It's a fortunate seat I have.
Yeah, very fortunate. But talking about Super Bowl Sunday now, you're bringing it to the Cosm, super special. What's one thing when fans walk in on Sunday you want them to feel?
I want them to feel like they're actually at Levi Stadium. I mean, that's what I want. So we have like the taste of San Francisco, amazing sights and sounds and bites that you might expect when you're here in the area.
Fun.
Beautiful imagery of the Golden Gate Bridge. You're gonna have lanyards, the whole thing. And it's going to be a full-on Super Bowl experience.
Very cool.
So it's the big game at Cosm. It's not actually being there, but it's the next best thing.
Yeah, very cool.
It's going to be fun.
And I know we kind of touched on it, but I have to ask, are there plans to bring Cosm to the Bay Area?
There are plans to scale our business. So we've got LA, Dallas.
Yes.
We're opening up Atlanta and Detroit this year.
Okay.
And we are very active in the Bay Area looking for a location now.
I love it.
So yes, I would love to have a Cosm here in the area. And we'll see where it lands.
Yeah, I love it. Well, you heard it here first, Faithful. Jeb, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
You were great, and I wish you the best of luck.
Thank you so much, Brooke.
Yep.
San Francisco, I'm thinking NFL, you're going to give rugby a run for their money. Oh, look out.
Live with news from the NFL that the 49ers will be heading down to play the Rams in Melbourne, down under. We're joined here with Robert Irwin and a special guest, Priscilla.
Yes, this is Priscilla, the ball python, and we got to make the news today. We got to break the big news that you guys are coming down under, the 49ers.
Super excited here. We're talking to the faithful fan base here. What was your reaction to this news, and what's the buzz like in Australia about this?
First thing I thought is this is going to be a game for the ages. Like, this is going to be one to watch. We're playing it down in Melbourne, the MCG. This is an iconic venue in Australia. Yeah. Aussies are primed and ready when it comes to NFL. Like, we are right into it, and we're going to be backing it hardcore. So you guys, the fan base, I'm telling you, it's in Australia as well. You've got some allies down under for sure. So it's going to be huge. And, you know, like, my work is representing Australia and wildlife to the world. And so the fact that this awesome new kind of community that I have here in the NFL, the fact that all you guys are going to come down and visit me, you know, come to Australia Zoo, immerse yourself in our beautiful wildlife and our culture, I'm just so stoked.
We're visiting you personally, so you better be a really good host. Better be on top of your game.
I got you, 100%.
I love it. So what can you tell fans what they can expect in Melbourne? What's that culture like down there?
Well, you know, Melbourne and Australia in general, we are, when you come to Australia, where it's welcome home. You know what I mean? Even if you've never been here before, even if you've never been to Australia, it's all about, we want you to be, right in and immersed in what makes Australia so beautiful. And to me, that is our gorgeous natural splendor. I mean, even if you're in a big city like Melbourne, I mean, you're always really not very far away from some of the most incredible beaches, the best food, the best wildlife, the best people. And, we've got it all there, from the rainforest to the reef, Australia Zoo, where you can go meet a crocodile. I mean, what?
Maybe meet Robert Irwin there, too.
It's all there, mate. It's all there.
I love it. So awesome. So talking about NFL and how you really represent this Australian culture, you got rugby down there. And you have a bunch of fans that are fans of the NFL, and they know the CMCs of the world, right? Priscilla's doing well? She's good?
Loving it. Mate,
what is that culture like, bringing the NFL to Australia, bringing the NFL down under? Is that going to expand
it's gonna,
that fan base?
It is. It's going to be huge because Australia is like the ultimate sporting nation. I mean, we all grow up playing cricket, playing NRL, which is, the rugby league, or watching NFL and kind of dreaming of that. And now you've got people like Jordan Mailata, who are going in there and winning Super Bowls, Australians that are in there playing. And I think Australia now feels like, all this new generation is going, wow, I mean, we got a chance to get into the NFL. So bringing a game down there, I think, is going to create this whole new generation of fans. And I'm so happy to see that. So, we are Australia and America have always been tight. We've always been your mates.
Right.
We're down there.
We love you guys 100%.
Down there. We love you guys. So I feel like it's going to be just a homecoming. It's going to be great.
Yeah. Did Priscilla come all the way with you from Australia?
Now, Priscilla is actually... Where are you, darling? There she is.
She's a little camera shy.
Local. Hey, mate. She's actually
wow.
a friend of mine here in America, has this beautiful snake. Because unfortunately, I couldn't bring any of my snakes over from Australia. Because most of them are venomous anyway.
Oh, we don't want them. We don't want them. Keep them out there. Keep them out there.
Yeah, we got to keep them at an arm's length.
Yeah, we don't want those ones here, but we like Priscilla here.
Priscilla's she's quite a sweetheart.
Okay, kind of a tougher question. Rugby or NFL?
You can't ask me that. You can't ask me that. Okay, see, here's the deal. There is a little bit of rivalry between rugby and NFL.
Okay, let's hear it.
There's that old, Aussies will go, we don't wear helmets, we don't wear pads, we're tougher. And then America will be like, nah, but we're faster. We hit harder.
We do.
It's a bigger spectacle. So it's like, I don't know. We've got our version of the Super Bowl is called the State of Origin. I grew up watching the State of Origin with rugby, the Super Bowl in America. But being here,
best of both worlds,
being amongst the 49ers, being here in San Francisco, I'm thinking NFL, you're going to give rugby a run for their money.
You guys hear that?
Oh, look
got
out.
It fresh here from Robert Irwin. Faithful, I know that they're so excited to have you here. I'm so excited to listen from you. Priscilla, thank you for your time and look forward to seeing you guys down under.
All right, we'll see you in Australia.
Two hands.
And then kind of just let her drape way around your shoulder. Just like, you're good? You're good? You're good. That's perfect.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Look at that. Natural. Amazing.
Robert, you are literally the best. Welcome, Faithful. We're here Thursday morning, joined by podcasters Brooke and Mark. Welcome. They're from the morning shift. NFL dropped some huge news this morning. The 49ers are officially headed down under. Super exciting news. They'll be in Melbourne, playing at the iconic Melbourne Cricket Stadium. And here to help us react to this news are Brooke and Mark.
Exciting news, man.
Super exciting. Podcasters for a New Zealand and Australian podcast. Super exciting time. You guys, what does this mean for everyone who are fans of the NFL down under?
This is huge for us.
Yeah.
Now, our first tip we're going to say, it's called the MCG. We make it really nice and small, so we don't even have to give it the whole name. So
MCG.
You'll save so much time.
Yeah,
You'll be here, oh, thank God I'm doing this now.
That's your first tip, but this is awesome because we've been fans of the game down under for a very, very long time, but this is the first time we actually get to be close to a Christian McCaffrey. Like, we can actually see them in the flesh. Brock Purdy walking past, George Kittle's like, this is an exciting time for us because these players aren't just these gods that we watch on the screen. They become people who we can look at We can smell if you're into smelling the
Yeah.
players.
Can smell?
You can not taste.
Let's not
see
do
them.
that one.
No, yeah. But
What
it's
other
super
scenes do we have?
Yeah. What other
So
scenes?
cool.
But yeah, this is what it means. It's super cool. And I know that there are so many 49ers fans.
That's the thing, eh?
Yeah.
There's so many 49ers fans down there. I just don't, maybe it's like the West Coast and it's a similar vibe down there, but New Zealand and Australia have so many. And like, MCG is huge.
Humongous.
It's 100,000.
Wow.
103, I think.
Yeah, I think it's like 103,000. So it's a big stadium, you know? And I think they had like 120,000 people just interested to be like, how do we get tickets? So like before the 49ers were even announced, they already had that momentum. So it's going to be like the most amazing thing and you don't want to miss it.
And now that the 49ers are announced, I'm sure there's going to be a ton of people down under wanting to go, right?
Absolutely.
What was your first initial reaction when you heard the news this morning? I know it was kind of under wraps, and then you're invited to be on 49ers podcast, and now we are talking about it. What's the initial reaction to that?
I was stoked because I don't want to come on here and be like, well, I just have to tell my truth. I'm a Raiders fan.
Oh.
I know, I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. But I'm a Raiders fan, but
Didn't you buy a 49ers
Hold on,
hoodie?
I'm going to get to that.
Okay.
But I was upstairs. I know everyone's like, shut up, Brooke. I was upstairs before, and they had this amazing bomber jacket, and it was a 49ers bomber jacket. And like, I know I shouldn't have got it. I know that like, that wasn't what I was supposed to do. I spent the money and I bought it. So I have this 49ers jacket that I can now wear twice. So I can wear it to the Super Bowl, and I can wear it to the MCG. So I'm stoked.
I love that.
I'm stoked for that alone.
I love it.
That's a great place to show that overseas fans don't necessarily come from the area, so they don't have a lot tying them to the actual franchises themselves.
Right.
So there is a bit of skipping. There's a lot of player following, and in some cases, it's whatever color looks best with your eyes.
Nice. You've seen it though, eh? The red one was
Red is great, right? You can't go wrong with red.
It was a scream of my name.
I think the thing that hit me straight away was like the 49ers playing is an awesome team.
Yeah.
So like the players. I own a couple of the players in my franchises for my fantasy. So
let's go.
Like,
yeah.
Oh, I got to go get CMC this year.
That's it. So I think that was my biggest reaction. It's like, thank the gods we get to see a really awesome team down under in Melbourne.
And it's a divisional, matchup. You're playing the Rams, so it's
know,
going
right?
to be a phenomenal game that we have here. So you kind of mentioned earlier, you're used to seeing these players and these guys through the lens. You're going to be able to actually see them in person. For fans that maybe aren't as adverse in the NFL down under, what is this going to mean to like open up that world to them?
I think this is an essential part, and at the risk of mentioning the foul, opposition, the NBA's done a really good job of actually diversifying, and they've got global players. Now, the NFL doesn't really need a lot of talent from overseas. Sure, there are some pathways and how to get into the NFL from if you're a rugby player back home or a rugby league player. We've got lots of good athletes, but actually having the teams down under, seeing them in person, it gives you that more tangible feel. Like this sport is actually really a sport. It's being played in front of us now, and just having the chance to be around these professionals, it just takes it to a whole nother level, and I think that'll build the engagement. Like, it's been needing to happen for a while. There's been so many fans down under, and now they get a chance not only to see a game of football, but between two really good teams.
Well, I think it's amazing too because we've seen Jordan Mailata kind of just come from Australia and just open up so many doors, and we were with him earlier today, and like the camera crew that are following him around, but we have a million Jordan Mailatas. But so I think it's truly like a treasure chest that hasn't been opened yet, and maybe scouts get down there or get to see some of these kids, and then before you know it, we have 4, 5, 6 Jordan Mailatas playing in the league. Like, I think it can open so many doors like that and change so many families' lives.
Like American Samoa, the American Samoans have knocked on the door. Like the actual Samoa, Western Samoa, Tongans, Māori, like that.
We've got some good ones out there.
Down under, physical, big players who now get a chance to see it in the flesh.
And from a young age. So
Right.
it's super exciting.
Super exciting. I mean, you guys talk about your rugby players and guys that also, made that transition in the NFL. We got some kickers, punters.
Yeah.
What is that transition like, and how do people talk about football in that sense, the NFL in that sense, if they're a rugby player? Do you see a lot of that happening?
Well, the rugby players this is kind of just like the easy one, is like our All Blacks love the NFL. Like our rugby league teams love the NFL. We all play fantasy. So it's kind of like when you see our gladiators or our Titans, as in like the All Blacks or the rugby players, enjoying the NFL, you kind of like just jump on the back of their coattails and enjoy it too, So you don't really get to see them be fans of things, and they're fans of the NFL. So it's kind of cool to follow,
super cool.
in that aspect.
Yeah.
At the risk of sounding like I'm more important than I am, I have had the opportunity to play both. Believe it or not.
Here we go.
Big guy right here.
Tom Brady, didn't I tell you that?
Tom Brady of Australia and New Zealand.
I may or may not have picked up the MVP of the league in my rookie year, but that's neither here nor there. It's a terrible league.
To get rookie and MVP is a terrible league.
It's a terrible league down under. But what I can tell you is the physicality is so much more physical in American football. Like, it brings, when you put a whole lot of ex-rugby league players, ex-rugby union players, and just aggressive people in general in helmets and pads, they just throw yourself, you just get hit at a whole nother level. So the idea behind having these pathways where our athletes actually have a tangible way of getting to the NFL, having games played in front, there's a real chance now that the opportunity for New Zealanders, Australians, Island, Pacific players to actually get to the NFL and make a real impact on a league that I don't think, in all honesty, I don't think the NFL is ready for.
I don't think we
the
are
type
either.
of players down under, they are not ready.
Cool.
Totally.
Yeah, I mean, we talk about is the haka.
Yeah.
Big dance,
Yeah.
I mean,
Brooke's
maybe
gonna do
we're
one
gonna
now.
start. Yeah. All right, let's see it.
Let's go,
Your
Brooke.
best haka.
Voice a little croaky this morning. And, I didn't quite do my push-ups this morning. You have to take your top off, you know.
Okay.
It's like
it's
that.
a big deal.
It's a
So
big deal.
for those viewers who don't know what that is, can you guys kind of give the cultural background of what that means to you guys?
I guess on that side of the world are lucky enough to have things that really represents us. And the haka is one of them. It's a war dance that we do before games. You learn it at your high schools. Like, everyone would know the one that the All Blacks do. Like, it's a really big part of our culture, and it's such a beautiful identifier around the world of people be like, you do the, like, there's just something in that, and we're really proud of kind of, that's our thing, and we hold it with really closely and gently to our hearts.
Yeah, for us, this is a little history lesson, but New Zealand was one of the few colonized places that didn't get fully colonized. So the Māori people of New Zealand managed to hold the Europeans back, and they ended up signing what was called the Treaty of Waitangi, which is actually a big day for us right now. Back home, it's Waitangi Day, where we celebrate this treaty being signed. Yeah.
Which I would imagine is like Independence or 4th of
that?
July. It would be like 4th of July for us back
cool.
home.
But imagine that those who came to colonize couldn't quite overrun the what would you call it? The natives who were there already, so they had to work out a way of trying to live together, and that's why the ferociousness, or the haka, where people see it, it is considered a dance, but mostly it's a challenge, it's a whittle, it's a sign of respect. So whenever you see the haka, it means that I've seen you, I respect you enough to challenge you in this way, and then you accept that challenge and bring it back.
That was a good one. I love that.
So it's a real pride thing for us.
Yeah, and do you see that happening at sport events a lot because it's kind of that respect for the opponent?
We're so used to it. In every single game of rugby, especially international, if you're taking on New Zealand, you're going to see a haka. Samoa, you're going to see the Siva Tau.
And there's millions of hakas.
Yeah.
I know 5. But there's there'll be over 1,000 different hakas, and only certain people do certain ones. And
Hawaii, you guys will see the Hawaiians.
Yeah,
they have
and they're all slightly different depending what island you're from. So Samoa's is different to Tonga's, and Tonga's is different to ours, and ours is different to the Cook Islands. They're all similar, but slightly different.
They all have the same kind of moral behind them. It's like we see a challenge here, we respect you, and that's laying down the challenge, and then we get it on.
History lesson for you today.
I know, we got a whole history lesson here. But if you're going to go down under, you better know what to expect, right? You're going to see this crazy, super awesome dance, and you'll be like, what's going on?
Yeah,
now you'll know, now you'll be educated.
Now you know.
We talked about players briefly. We touched on CMC a little bit. Who are some of those players that have gone overseas, and some of those fandoms have been brought to Australia and New Zealand?
I mean, we think about players, especially for the 49ers, there's a mass amount of respect for the likes of Jerry Rice. He's actually, speaking of legends, I had a chance to talk to one of the legends, being Steve. I've forgotten his name, the coach of the AFC team, Steve Young. He was there. He was on the sideline, and I was about to have a chat with him, and our camera guy was. He goes, Steve was like, hey, I've got to go coach. And I was like, can I just grab a quick word? I'm from New Zealand. He was like, really nice. And he's like, absolutely. I'll give you 1 minute. I do have to go there. And I was like, cool. And I was looking around for my cameraman. Meanwhile, Jordan had our cameraman, and he was interviewing a cheerleader over the side, and I was like, my once-in-a-lifetime chance to talk to Steve, and I was like...
Legend. 49ers legend right there, yeah.
And I just looked, I was like, you know what, Steve, you go ahead and coach. I'll just... So
it was the first thing Jordan had done that week. He was trying to get on the board, and he just shot his shot. Wrong time.
Of all things too, it was the Rams cheerleader.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Even worse.
Wow. Anyways, Steve Young is great. I love that you guys have the 49ers legend. We're coming up on our 80th season this next season. So the legends are going to be a huge part of our story, and they are a huge part of our story.
We actually spoke with George Kittle. He
He's the
was
best.
awesome.
He will be a legend, 100%.
100%. He was awesome. And the feedback that we got from, I guess, like our audience back home was like, oh my God, you guys caught Jerry. Like George Kittle. Like, he was a big one for us. And honestly, he was amazing too.
He's the best.
He gave so much love. He gave so much time, and just kind of like felt like he was there in that moment. He was really cool. So I got a lot of time for him too.
That's what I mean by like when this was announced, the 49ers were coming down under, and with all due respect to the fan base, you guys have got a cool team. Like it is a super cool team.
You do.
It's a really good team too, which is a bonus. But
we're so glad that you guys are in the Super Bowl. We were like, we were right there with you guys, hoping that you guys would be here in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, 100%. Super cool that we're still able to host that at our home stadium, at Levi's Stadium. Now, what can fans expect actually going to Melbourne? What is that city like? What can they expect coming to that city?
Forgive us, Melbourne, if we get this wrong, but we've been a few times. Melbourne, great coffee.
Coffee.
Incredible coffee. And I'm from Wellington, so I'm a coffee snob. Like, I'm a connoisseur. Melbourne, great coffee, great food. Go to Chapel Street. Great food down there. Italian spots, Mexican spots. They'll rival you with that. It's a little cold there. It can get a little chilly.
Yes, it is,
So I know you think maybe you go to Australia, it's always sunshine.
It's further from the equator.
Come on now, talk about it. So you can dress up with that, you know. You can layer, you know, and you can look kind of good.
Yeah, you need your.
I got my
bomber
jacket that I need, but I'm gonna wear the hoodie underneath,
bomber.
you know, so you can layer it up. But overall, it's a cool city. It's a really eclectic city in my view, and I would probably live there if I moved to Australia. There or the Gold Coast.
Yeah, I think you'll be surprised at just how similar San Francisco is to
a
Melbourne.
little bit.
If you drew the two cities together and you were going to Australia, you'd go Sydney's kind of more like New York, kind of busy hustle bustle, but Melbourne does have that San Francisco feel to it. Yeah. Cool culture, plenty of arts, like they sit in the moment kind of feel, not rushing to get to the next place. So
heaps to do. It's a sporting town.
You know what? Don't even worry about coming down though, 49ers fans, because the tickets are going to sell out.
Oh,
all of New Zealand's coming over. It's going to be a huge day.
Everyone's going to be there.
No, we need you guys there. I've seen the fan base.
Yes,
I want to see you guys there too.
Baseball is the best fan base you can have at a
sporting event. This is our one chance to get to one of your games. Please don't buy all the tickets.
Well, guys, thank you so much for joining us on our Saloon podcast today. The faithful, I know, definitely appreciate this. I appreciate this. Love all the insight. A little history lesson there.
We'll see you in Melbourne.
See you guys in Melbourne.
And first, before we go, thank you guys so much for having us in your city. We have had the best time. It has been absolutely beautiful.
Wait, hold on.
And we've also got a gift for you.
Oh, we got a gift.
Sorry.
Is this a New Zealand, Australian?
This is a New Zealand chocolate. So we came in here. Is it Ghirardelli?
Ghirardelli. Yes, the Ghirardelli Square in San Francisco.
So we brought some chocolate over to them as well. You have to try it. So this is New Zealand chocolate.
What?
And you can offend us. Like, honestly, you can offend us.
It's fully like a massive bag, unwrapped.
Do you know how much you have to...
How many hands have been in here?
No.
It's one, first one, obviously. Yeah.
All right. Do I need to rate it? I'll rate it.
Yeah, please, out of 10. You know what? I don't want you to do it by yourself. Cheers.
You do. Cheers.
Cheers.
I got chewing gum. I can't.
Okay. There you go. Yeah.
Really good.
Yeah.
It's not too sweet, eh?
Wait, it's not too sweet. It's not overpowering.
Yeah.
All right.
We're really proud of that.
You should be proud.
Thank
I
you.
give it a 9.8 out of 10.
9.8. That's the highest.
Pretty good.
Someone said 8.5.
I think if I ate it in Australia or New Zealand, it'd be a 10.
It gets better.
But
Trust
just that
me.
I'm here, 9.8.
With that flight over, kind of changes it around. But you know how proud of your chocolate you have to be to bring it over
That's
and try and sell it to
true.
people? We're proud of this right here.
You guys can look to get some of that when you're in Melbourne
Yes.
for the 49ers-Rams game in Week 1. Guys, I hope to see you guys all there.
Let's push!
What's up, faithful? It's your team reporter, Briana Jeannel, and we made it to the NFL Honors at the Palace of Fine Arts in San Francisco. We're going to catch up with players from around the league, some celebrities, and of course, our guys from the 2025 squad. KV, you're suited and booted.
Yeah.
How are you feeling right now?
I'm feeling good. Red carpet, it's always a vibe.
Definitely. Now, we were reflecting on this 2025 season, and Christian is up for Comeback Player of the Year, Offensive Player of the Year, MVP. How proud are you of your teammate?
I love CMC, man. He's taught me so much being around him this year. His competitive spirit, man, just how he goes about his day every day. So he definitely going to be up there for one of those for sure, I think. And just proud of him. Glad he taught me a lot. And I'm glad we have a relationship.
And you got to reunite with Kyle Shanahan this year. Tell us what you think of the coach and him being up for also Coach of the Year.
Yeah, he better make it happen. They better make it happen, everybody, because what we went through this year is tough. You know what I'm saying? A lot of other good coaches, but Shanahan never got his respect due over these last 9 years. He's been in San Francisco, so hopefully it comes through tonight. But he's helped me a lot in my life, my career, and I'm rooting for him. I voted for him for sure.
Your favorite memory with Shanahan?
Favorite memory is honestly just him helping me develop, learning the playbook. I was with him undrafted, he helped me make the team, and just learning the system with him was powerful for my career. To go to another team, learn something, it was just all through him that he helped me develop.
Beautiful. Yeah. Have a fun night.
Thank you, Bree. Thank you.
When we think of Christian, we think of sunny days.
Hey.
You ready?
Hey.
Sunny days, everybody loves them. Tell me, baby, can you stand the rain?
That's it. That's a loser. Thank you.
Roger Craig up for Pro Football Hall of Fame. How deserving is he to make this class?
Oh, it's about time. You know, I wore number 33 in high school and in Pop Warner because of Roger Craig. So if it means anything to anybody, it's me, because I'm obviously him. But he is one of the greatest running backs of all time. Dual threat, multi-threat, can catch it, can run it. I'm shocked it's taken this long, but unfortunately he didn't live in the social media era, right? So not everyone knows Roger Craig, but well-deserved, and I'm excited to see him get in.
An athlete who is in the social media era and can also do it all, Christian McCaffrey, up for a multitude of awards. How cool has it been watching him this season?
Oh, he's been so fun to watch. I mean, he's just brought a whole nother element to that team. They were already great before he got there, but now it's just like almost like being on steroids watching him and that team. So big fan of his dad, big fan of what he is, a Bay Area guy coming home. Yeah, I'm excited to see what he continues to do with his career.
Sweet, thank you. Enjoy honors.
You're welcome. Bang, bang.
We know Christian McCaffrey as the dual threat running back, but a lot of the new faithful need to be informed about Roger Craig also being a dual threat back. He could catch the ball, he could run the ball. How deserving is he to enter the Pro Football Hall of Fame this year?
You know what? I've been hoping and praying for it for a long, long time. And you go before Christian McCaffrey and these, you mentioned the dual threat running backs. Marshall Faulk was that before him, but Roger Craig invented the dual threat running back, and so deserving, and I'm just always hopeful and pray for it. He's a friend, he's a great player, he's all of that, and we'll see.
He was a key figure to bring Super Bowls back to the Bay Area.
Yeah.
Tell me what Bill Walsh would think of this moment.
Well, you know, Bill made him that player, that kind of a player. From the split back formations that we don't see anymore in the league, be able to run the ball, block, receive the football, versatile. My goodness, when you look up versatility in the dictionary, there's Roger Craig's picture. So, you know, and Bill Walsh is I'm sure watching with interest and smiling down right now.
Sweet. Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Enjoy honors. Yes, this is family right here. Now, you've announced at Levi Stadium the Super Bowls at Levi Stadium this year. Just how exciting of an announcement is that?
It's super exciting. You know, I started my sports career at Levi Stadium, so getting to know that the 49ers are having the Super Bowl at Levi Stadium is like a full circle moment. So I feel really close to the Super Bowl and 49ers, of course.
Well, sweet. Enjoy Super Bowl week in San Francisco.
Thank you so much.
Great to see our Walter Payton Man of the Year Club winner. How does that sound, and how does it feel for the second year in a row?
It's cool to hear. It's cool to be out here, especially in the city this time. It was awesome doing my first time last year, but to be out here with a lot of my peers, both from college and at the NFL level, it's just a great feeling, and I'm lucky to represent the city.
Give us an update on the barber truck, because last we heard it was getting put together. How did that even go?
It was amazing. The event went really well, and you know, that was kind of the start of it, and now it's kind of active in the city and in Oakland, wherever it's needed. I actually met the first person to actually use that truck at the social justice panel earlier this week. So it's been thriving. It's great.
Amazing. Now you're here with your parents tonight. How much of an influence have they had on your life and to be such a big member of the community?
They've had a huge influence. I've always talked about it. Their service was obviously seen through their dedication to making sure our family is where it needed to be at all times. Working multiple jobs and doing absolutely whatever it needed to make sure the kids were where they needed to be, even if it meant sacrificing their own, personal lives and things like that. So they're my biggest inspiration for sure.
And just how proud are you guys of Curtis tonight?
So proud, unbelievably proud. So.
And he gives us credit, but it's all him.
Yeah, for sure.
Team effort. Thank you guys and enjoy tonight. Your friend, former teammate Curtis Robinson has been nominated for Walter Payton Man of the Year twice now. Tell me about the work he does in the community.
Man, Curtis was an excellent teammate, and he was always philanthropic. Even when I was there, we had conversations. Very smart guy, and I'm excited to see what he does with this platform. Being a nominee for the Niners, it's a huge honor in itself, and so really excited for Curtis and excited to see, like I said, what he does with the platform.
Now, someone you're going up against in practices, Christian McCaffrey. Tell me how dedicated he is to the game of football as he's up for Comeback Player of the Year.
Christian's my guy. Being around him, I learned a lot from him, even in a short time, of different ways to take care of my body. He's extremely dedicated to his craft, and having guys like that around is inspiring. It makes the other guys work hard as well, too.
Amazing. Thank you, Eric.
Good to see you guys.
Christian is up for MVP, Offensive Player of the Year, and Comeback Player of the Year. What does this season encapsulate for him?
It was such an incredible year. The team went through so much adversity. I really loved how he and his teammates kind of coalesced and grew together, and they had such a great culture at the end. They had 12 wins despite the losses of, so many star players. It was a tough physical year. They had to earn every yard. I was so proud of them. I felt like the team competed right till the very end.
And I think you know Christian better than anyone. How dedicated is he to this game as he's up for Comeback Player of the Year?
Oh my gosh, we kind of watched what he went through to get on the field every single week, and it's pretty intense. It's pretty insane. So I'm so proud of him. He played every single game, over 400 carries, and just really proud of him. Proud he made it through this season, and he kind of stuck it to the haters that thought he couldn't do it. So I know, really proud of him. He did awesome.
That's right.
We'd love to be in this game, obviously, but the effort was pretty awesome, and they'll look back, and even though they didn't get to the Super Bowl, they're going to be pretty proud of this season.
Amazing. Now, I want to know if you had any stories about Roger Craig that you could share with Christian.
Share with Christian? I don't know. I know Roger. He was a little before my time,
yes,
but I knew him, and I watched him play, and there were a couple of times where I tried to run with high knees like he did because he was so famous for it.
Amazing. Thank y'all so much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Good morning, faithful. It's Bree. Today is Friday, the last day of our Super Bowl 60 week coverage. And today we're at the Boys and Girls Club in San Francisco, hanging out with all of the Walter Payton Man of the Year Club winners from all 32 teams, including the NFL winner, Bobby Wagner from the Washington Commanders. Now, we've also got some of our 49ers friends with us, including Curtis Robinson and some 49ers alumni. So let's go catch up with them. Being a Walter Payton Man of the Year club winner is all about the impact you have beyond football. What does it mean for you to be here and spend time with these kids today?
It means everything. This has been a special week for me just because we're obviously in our hometown, and getting to represent our team in general is great, but to do it in the city that loves us so much, it does mean a lot to me, and so I don't take it for granted.
And when you look around and see all the kids have fun today, what do you hope they take away from this event?
I just hope that they're able to relax and unwind and enjoy our presence here, and then any advice that we can offer, and I really just want them to have a good time. This is just not just another day for them, but we're happy to be with them. Hopefully they're enjoying it.
Sweet, enjoy the day.
Yeah, thanks.
Hey, Tori Smith, how are you?
Good, how you doing?
Doing well. Now, being a part of the Walter Payton Man of the Year community is such a huge honor, especially with the NFL. What does it mean for you to represent the 49ers at an event like this?
It means the world. When I was here, our time on the field was a challenging 2 years, but in the community, I recognize that this was one of the best organizations, period, both on and off the field. And to understand that the organization understood the responsibility of serving the community, it was something that I've always been around. I grew up, we were the family that needed, so I always tried to spend my time out in the community. So to be able to do that here in the Bay Area, a lot of relationships were built here, impact was felt here, and to have the opportunity to do it today, to so many great men across the league. I mean, it's the most prestigious honor in the league for their team or the league at all. Overall, when you think about it, and your talent can win you MVP. You can make All-Pro, you can make the Pro Bowl, but your time and your commitment is what earns you Wallpaper Man of the Year. So I'm extremely proud of it, and being on the retired side of things is something that I reflect on a little bit more now.
Yeah, amazing. Now, what message do you hope the kids take away about pursuing their dreams and just being inspiring forces in the world?
Man, it's just understand that you're capable, right? This is a well-run event. You had the opportunity to talk with the kids about real things and had just a fun experience with them, and you don't know what that means for a child. I say all the time, I remember the first time I stepped foot on a college campus at a basketball tournament, and from that moment forward, I wanted to go to a university and play big-time ball, and having the opportunity to see some of their favorite players right in front of their face, serving in the community, having real conversations with them, that's something that will have a lasting impact, and the kids here will remember that for the rest of their lives.
Tori, thank you so much for representing the Niners. We're here with Jeff Garcia. Jeff, tell us why it's important for you to use your platform as a Niner to give back to the Bay Area community, especially a place like the Boys and Girls Club.
Absolutely. The Boys and Girls Club has been around for so many years, long before the NFL ever came into fruition. These after-school programs and programs throughout the week are so important for so many of these kids to have something to look forward to. Activities, learning, all the things that help them develop. And for us as professional athletes to be able to use our platform to give back, to be a part of the community, to just address the needs of the community, that's what it's all about. That's what playing this great game allows us to do, in the sense of really looking at programs that need our support and need to be recognized and have that sort of information put out there. And it's been a blessing for me to be able to do that throughout the Bay Area, especially when I was a 49er, whether it was the Hispanic Scholarship Fund or just different programs of outreach, after-school programs for kids, facilities for single moms. All those things that really touched my heart were important for me to not only just support myself, but get others to rally around it and help support as well.
And today we're here carrying the legacy of Walter Payton. Did you have someone in your life that gave back to their community, that inspired you and was a mentor to you?
Well, when I look at my family, I have a lot of teachers in my family. My dad being one of the greatest as a coach, as a teacher, as a mentor, as a father figure for a lot of young men at the collegiate level who came from single-parent homes, who didn't have that guidance. My dad was really that guy for them. And so I grew up watching that, seeing that, being inspired by that, wanting to be just like him in the sense of the effect that I could have on people, to motivate, to inspire, to help. I remember him finding food and housing for young guys that were struggling. And he did it not because it was his job, but because he cared. And that's where it comes from the heart. And to see that and be part of my life and understanding as a child through my teen years, and then experiencing it in my adulthood where I could now be that guy like my dad and give back to others. It's just been amazing.
Beautiful. Well, enjoy the day.
Thank you so much. Go Niners.
Appreciate you. Go Niners.
Thank you, Faithful, for joining us throughout Super Bowl week. We're super excited to bring you guys that coverage from the Bay all the way to Levi's Stadium. It's been a blast.
That's right. So, Faithful, make sure you subscribe on YouTube, SiriusXM, and your favorite podcast platforms. We'll see you next time, and go Niners.
Go Niners.